A very good evening to you wherever you are watching us from. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. We have a lot lined up for you, but first let's have a look at some of our top stories. DP World's 336 million Bosaso expansion in Somalia nears completion, Minister reveals. And the Somali army kills 18 militants, destroy 20 vehicles in Buk Akable operation. Prime Minister Barre glorifies cabinet for central Somalia's anti-Al-Shabaab battle. And nighttime bloodshed. Rival Somali forces clash, leaving 3 soldiers dead. Somalis stage widespread protest against Al-Shabaab militants. Now, in a move to bolster regional trade and attract international investors, DP World ambitious expansion project for the Bosaso port in Somalia is expected to reach completion by the end of this year, according to the State Minister Ahmed Yassin Salah.
In a move set to bolster regional trade and attract international investors, DP World's ambitious expansion project for Bosaso ports in Somalia is expected to reach a completion by the end of this year, according to the statement by Ahmed Yassin Salah, the boss minister of the semi-autonomous Puntland region. The undertaking, financed by subsidiary of Dubai Peace DP World, aims to transform the port into a key trading hub within the Horn of Africa. Strategically located on the Gulf of Aden, the Bosaso port has significant potential to serve as a vital trade route, facilitating the seamless flow of goods and attracting both regional and global traders. Ahmed Yassin Salah is expressing his optimism about the project, highlighting its potential to boost regional economic and create new business opportunities. The enhanced infrastructure, coupled with the DP World's expertise in port operations, is expected to attract a broad range of business and stimulate economic activity in the surrounding areas. With the project's successful implementation, the Bosaso port has potential to become a vital maritime gateway, connecting Somalia to global markets and positioning the country as key player in the international trade.
The Somali National Army has killed at least 18 militants and eliminated and destroyed 20 vehicles during an operation executed in Buk Akable.
The Somali National Army has killed at least 18 militants and decimated 20 vehicles during a meticulously executed operation in Buk Akable. This latest offensive further underscores the government's unwavering commitment to restoring peace and stability in Somalia. The operation in Buk Akable, a town known to be a stronghold of Al-Shabaab, was meticulously planned and flawlessly executed by the SNA. The concerted effort effectively dismantled the infrastructure used by the militants, delivering a resounding blow to their operational capabilities in the area. The military campaign in Buk Akable comes on the heels of other recent victories by the government forces. With the support of international partners, the SNA liberated 2 towns, Bula Fulay in the Bay region and Gal Hariri in Gal Gudud, which were previously under the control of Al-Shabaab. These territorial gains mark significant milestones in the ongoing efforts to reclaim regions long plagued by the militant group. During the operation in Buk Akable, the SNA forces executed a decisive strike that resulted in the elimination of key high-ranking members of Al-Shabaab. The operation specifically targeted a garage that served as a storage facility for the militants' vehicles, dealing a severe logistical setback to the militant group. This strategic blow hampers their mobility and disrupts their ability to carry out attacks, significantly undermining their operational effectiveness. In a series of precision strikes conducted over the past week, the SNA and its partners have pursued Al-Shabaab across multiple locations. The offensive has resulted in the deaths of numerous militants, the destruction of explosive depots, the seizure of arms caches, and the annihilation of several vehicles across various regions. These targeted operations have demonstrated the government's resolve to dismantle the infrastructure and networks that sustain the group.
Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has called upon his cabinet to mobilize resources and actively support President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's effort in central parts of the country.
Prime Minister Hamza Barre has called upon his cabinet to mobilize resources and actively support President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's effort in the central parts of the country. The Prime Minister's directive emphasizes the government's determination to eradicate Al-Shabaab and liberate Somalia from the clutches of Al-Shabaab. Addressing his cabinet, Prime Minister Barre urged all ministers and government departments to provide unwavering support to the war efforts.
waxaan rabaa inaan wax yar ka yiraahdo dagaalkaas xaqaa aan kula jirno khawaarijta waxaan ku bilaabayaa inaan bogaadiyo tallaabada geesinimada leh hogaaminta leh ee uu qaaday madaxweynaha Jamhuuriyadda Federaalka ee Soomaaliya hogaamiyaha dhabta ahi waa midka u sahamiyo dadkiisa u soo arka rug iyo baro ku haboon inay degaan kadibna si xirfadaysan oo xikmadaysan ugu hogaamiya si ay ugu gaaraan iyagoo nabada.
He emphasized that the ongoing campaign will play a pivotal role in freeing the country from menace of terrorism, paving way for a peaceful and prosperous future. The Prime Minister commended the bravery of the national forces engaged in the conflict, characterizing their actions as a historical struggle for freedom against those who seek to oppress and colonize the Somali people. In a briefing to the cabinet, Somali National Army Chief of Staff General Ibrahim Sheikh Muhyiddin provided updates on the progress of the ongoing war efforts. The briefing shed light on the strategies employed by the Somali National Army, along with allied clan militias, in mounting a large-scale offensive across several areas in Galgaduud and Mudug regions of Galmudug State, located in central Somalia. President Mahmoud is spearheading the campaign from his command center in Dusamareb, the capital of Galmudug State. By launching a comprehensive offensive in the heartland of the country, the government aims to reclaim territories that have been long under the control of Al-Shabaab group. President Mahmoud's leadership and personal involvement further underscore the gravity and importance of the operation. The central campaign seeks to weaken Al-Shabaab's influence and dismantle its network in strategic regions of Galgaduud and Mudug. By liberating the areas, the government aims to restore stability and enhance security, and create an environment conducive to socio-economic development.
In an incident that unfolded on Friday night, a fierce clash between two rival factions fought in the capital Mogadishu, leaving 3 people dead. In an incident that unfolded on Friday night, at least 3 government soldiers lost their lives while others sustained injuries during a fierce clash between rival factions within the Somali National Army. The confrontation took place in the Kawagode neighborhood of the Darkeinle district, pitting Somali police forces against military personnel loyal to the former military captain, Shego. The skirmish erupted when security forces on a critical mission unexpectedly encountered troops led by General Shego, whom Somali police spokesman Sadiq Aden Ali Dodishe referred to as militia. The clash quickly escalated, leading to a loss of life and injuries among the ranks of both factions. At a press conference held Saturday morning, Sadiq Aden Ali Dodishe provided further details. They swiftly apprehended Captain Shego and 8 of his military personnel from his residence, which served as the epicenter of the clash. Authorities have confirmed that the arrested individuals will be brought before the justice system to face accountability for their actions. Since the incident, residents of the Kawagode neighborhood have reported that the situation has returned to a semblance of normalcy. Hundreds of Somalis took to the streets in several towns across the country on Friday to express their dissatisfaction against the militant group Al-Shabaab.
Hundreds of Somali citizens took to the streets of several towns across the country on Friday to express their discontent with Al-Shabaab militants and express their solidarity for the military's offensive against the rebels. The demonstrations were organized by local communities and came just hours after President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud said his administration is working ceaselessly to ensure the group's militants are defeated within the next few months. Residents, according to state media reports, expressed their support for the military and thanked it for a successful first phase of operations, which focused on Hirshabelle and Galmudug states. The military is currently consolidating the 2 states before launching a second and possibly final assault against the group. On Friday, hundreds of Somalis marched in streets of various towns across the country to demonstrate their support for the country's military and government efforts to defeat Al-Shabaab. The demonstrators held banners and chanted slogans as they marched. A similar demonstration in support of the army was organized in Bahdo on Thursday. State media say the rally was a sign of growing public support for the military offensive against Al-Shabaab and a reminder of the need for public participation in the fight against terrorism. Al-Shabaab has carried out random attacks across the country, mostly against the innocent civilians and security personnel, resulting in the deaths of thousands. Over the past 16 years, in addition to extorting ransom from kidnapped people, the group has also collected revenue from local residents. According to a United Nations report, Al-Shabaab can earn up to $120 million, which it spends on logistics and weaponry. In addition to the military offensive, the Somali government has imposed strict restrictions on businessmen who pay taxes to Al-Shabaab. The government has also closed bank accounts linked to Al-Shabaab and mobile money transfer companies involved in the operation.
Thank you so much for watching Dalsan TV English News. Have a lovely evening.